Hey gamers, Gecko here. A lot of things have just happened in the world of Arc System Works. If you don't know, Arcsys just announced that they're doing a live stream presentation thing near the back end of this week. On Friday the 27th, 10 AM Japanese time, we're going to be getting the Arc System Works showcase. Now, if you ask me, this looks like another Nintendo Direct type thing, but for Arcsys games instead of a major company. This has kind of come out of nowhere. I'm not complaining about it, but I didn't see it coming. So before we speculate wildly on what we're going to see in the show, how about we actually read the description so everyone's on the same page what Arcsys has already told us. Starting at 10 AM on Friday, June 27th, 2025, Japan time, Arc System Works Showcase will be broadcast, delivering the latest information on Arc System Works, including the announcement of new titles. In addition to the latest information on various game titles, including completely new titles developed and published by Arc System Works, we will be announcing a new project that Ishiwatari Taisuke is working on. Please be sure to tune in. #ASW Showcase. Now, as you can see, it is extremely vague on what we're actually going to be getting, but there's a couple of nuggets of information that we can look at and observe real quickly. To begin with, the announcement of new titles means Jesus fucking Christ, we're getting more fighting games soon. Oh no, oh please, oh god. Well, okay, maybe it means we're getting new fighting games. Arcsys doesn't just make fighting games, they have a wide catalog of beat-em-up type games, and they've become a publisher for a lot of smaller companies. So we might be seeing something along the lines of Double Dragon or River City Rampage. Hell, we might even get something similar to BlazBlue Entropy Effect, where they license one of their titles out to another developer, and they make something completely new with it. It's extremely vague, but I am not going to be going into this expecting 100% fighting games. I am kind of expecting there to be non-fighting game titles that they announce. If I'm to be 100% real, I'm kind of thinking they're going to be padding out the presentation. Knowing Arc System Works, they like to take their time, and if you remember when that Double Dragon game was coming out, they plastered that shit everywhere. So don't expect 100% fighting games 100% of the time. There's probably going to be some other stuff in the showcase. Hell, maybe we get news on a new Entropy Effect character, who fucking knows. Now, the thing that I'm most excited about is the little line that says, in addition to the latest information on various game titles. This, of course, to me, signals news about Guilty Gear. Guilty Gear Strive actually got an update today. It wasn't a massive one, it wasn't a massive patch, but it was something that was quite nice. I'm not going to read the whole patch notes to you because they're extremely small, but Arcsys added security infrastructure to the online mode, which signals that they've been trying to patch some of the problems that the online mode had, not connection issues, security issues, as well as fixing a couple of bugs that relate to Roman cancel, mainly the YRC bug that a lot of people have been talking about. What is the YRC bug? That's a great question. I'm glad that you asked it. Anyway, while it's not the patch that a lot of people wanted, I highly doubt we'd ever get balanced patches at the start of the week randomly without any fanfare from Arcsys, but it does show that they're dedicated to the game and actually kind of listening to the community. The security flaws were obviously raised quite a while ago, and the YRC bug is something that a lot of people have been talking about since it was found. Seeing both of these issues fixed in a relatively timely manner for Arc System Works is a nice improvement to the things that have been happening in the past. Hopefully they continue down this road. But what would we expect from Guilty Gear? A balance patch? Lucy? I'm thinking neither. Personally, my hope is that we get news on the ranked mode that is coming out. They said it was going to be anytime between June and August, and we are definitely in the time between June and August, so hopefully they're going to announce the mode, give us a bit of an insight on how it works, and maybe announce a beta before a full official release later in the months. I don't think we'll be getting a balance update or Lucy in this time frame, though, for a pretty simple reason. Evo. It's fucking Evo. The Arc World Tour is fully underway, and Evo is one of, if not the biggest event in the Arc World Tour. Hell, it's the biggest event in fighting games. People hate the fact that we've been stuck on this patch for a long time, but I think a lot of pro players would hate it more if the patch changed right before the biggest major of the year. A month is definitely a good amount of time to get used to a patch, but comparing it to 9 months of dedicated play, it's basically nothing. I have some problems with the Arc World Tour and the way that Strive is balanced and how they interact with each other. Like, there's a chance that if you're a pro player, you can qualify on one patch, and then it gets to the Arc World Tour finals, and you're playing on another one. I imagine that feels like shit. But I think Arcsys has the sense to not just go crazy with the patch right before a major. Besides, Season 5 announcement, big balance patch, that's a free win at EVO. I also don't think we'll be getting any news on Lucy. While Unica did come out relatively quickly compared to the gap between Venom and Dizzy, I still think adding a character right before a major would be a really weird idea. I still think adding her now would be quite weird. It feels like one of those announcements that just makes sense for a bigger stage. But I could be wrong. To temper my own expectations, it's probably going to be ranked mode. It's hopefully going to be ranked mode, if there's any Guilty Gear news at all. There's also the question of if Marvel's going to be there, and it would make sense for it to be there. They've not advertised that Marvel Token's going to be there, but they also haven't advertised that anything's really going to be there. I could see it being a 50-50 either way. It's a title developed by Arc System Works that we just learned about, and they probably do want to keep the hype train going for as long as they can, so maybe announcing a new character would just be an easy win for them. But also, Sony and Marvel are involved in this thing, and I imagine if things were to be shown about the game, they'd want some level of involvement over the show, and where it's shown, and how it's shown. So that means things like EVO, which is owned by Sony, is an easy win for them, because it's less talking. Random YouTube show, maybe a bit harder to showcase. I give it a 50-50. If it's there, fuck yeah. If it's not, we'll just get more news later. But finally, the big one, and the one that I'm personally most excited about, Arcsys is going to be announcing a new project that Ishiwatari Taisuke is involved in. Now, we're pretty sure this is a typo. Most people know that you don't call him Taisuke, he's called Daisuke, and you don't question his vision. I actually did do a quick Google to see if I could find anyone by the name of Ishiwatari Taisuke. And while Daisuke can be used as a name in Japan, it doesn't seem like Daisuke secretly had a kid who's now in game development. We're pretty sure this is just a typo. So what could this new project be? A lot of people are assuming that it's going to be a new fighting game that... I almost called him Taisuke. A lot of people are assuming there's going to be a new fighting game that Daisuke is heading. And it could be that, or it could be another type of game. Well, I think a fighting game is the obvious one. Daisuke has also worked on other types of games before. And with Arcsys doing really, really well, and Guilty Gear kind of being Daisuke's baby, they might be letting him off the leash just a little bit. And what I'm personally hoping is that we get some weirdo shit. I'm talking Guilty Gear 2 levels of weirdo shit. Yeah, we could be getting another fighting game that Daisuke is working on. Maybe it's BlazBlue. Maybe it's a completely new property. Maybe it's a fucking BlazBlue cross Guilty Gear. Who fucking knows? That'd be sick. Actually, I'm sad that I put that in the world now. But it does just say project that Daisuke is working on. So it could be anything. My personal hope is that they take Guilty Gear 2, they make it not control like ass, they lean away from the mobile elements, and they lean more into the characters doing cool moves, and they let you, like, either switch between the characters, or all the characters have, like, different styles and, like, different unique mechanics, and they all, like, beat the shit out of enemies, and I'm hoping for a character action Guilty Gear game. That's what I'm looking forward to. It could be anything. I don't like to let people run rabid normally, but I encourage you to wildly speculate in the comment section on what this could be. It does just say project. It might not even be a video game. It might be like a concept album or a movie. God knows that game directors are getting into movies nowadays. So whatever it is, I'm looking forward to it. And I really hope they fix this typo, because they seem to have put it on everywhere, all social media. Maybe it's not a typo. Maybe there just is a guy called Ishiwatari Taisuke that we just are learning about now. Maybe Daisuke had a kid. A new child director. We're gonna have a Monster Hunter type situation. Thank you for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. If you want to see me live, I'm streaming right now. I'm playing in Salty EU, and I will be streaming my reaction to the Arc Showcase when that happens. It's happening at 1 a.m. on Friday morning for me. I'm gonna have to fuck my sleep schedule up again. Thank you, Arcsys. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all later. Bye-bye!